Took her out for a bash a couple hours ago, and it's proper dirty. Under this film of dirt, there's all kinds of grime and grease, crap. So the other day I posted a video on how I clean my RCs, but I kind of just talked about it, showing you a clean RC I just did. So I was asked to show you my process. So I'm going to do that with this dirty girl. So the first thing I do is I blow it off with compressed air, which I'll do in a second here. Then I power wash it with just hot water. You can use cold water, that's fine. Then I use compressed air and blow off all the water, kind of roll it around a little bit. Sometimes I'll give it a quick rip up and down the street. And then I spray WD-40 on almost everything, especially the metal pieces and the plastic pieces where water can collect. And then I let it sit for about an hour in the sun. And then I blow that off with compressed air. And then I leave it in the sun another hour. And then I start putting lubricants on. Like, I'll show you some of the products I use when I get to that point. But okay, here comes the compressed air blow. So I use this thing. It blows pretty good. Just to get some dust off. Now we're going to power wash. Now just try not to directly spray the electronics, but they're water resistant or proof, so I don't really pay too much attention to it. bottom and let the top drain a bit. Good wet, good clean. Alright, now just quickly I blow off the electronics, especially and then I let it sit. Let it sit in the sun for, oh, I don't know, call it an hour. Roll it around a little bit. Get some of that excess water out. And then let her sit there for a bit. I usually start with it upside down because there's a lot more pockets, especially in the chassis. So just let it sit here for about 30 minutes and just let the sun dry it a bit, let it drip, and we'll be back for the next step. Okay, now I'm gonna do it just a little more here. sit for, about an hour. It's pretty warm today. Still early. It's about 11. No, it's 12 o'clock. And just let her dry, let her drip, and come back in about an hour. Alright. Also, while it's drying, you're going to want to take off your wheels because you're going to get all that stuff. Oops. After you let it dry, just take these guys off. Set these aside to dry. I'm going to be putting on the either the Magmas or the belted sledgehammers. These are good tires, but I want to try the other ones. I'm going to put my, I guess, lug nuts over there. Let this sucker dry some more. Alright, be right back. Alright, I think we're dry enough now. So we're gonna the old tried and true WD-40, and just hit everything that moves. Arms, all the joints, shocks, all the pivot points. Don't worry, it's not going to hurt anything. And put it on with reckless abandon, because you want to get all that water out of there. Remember, we're going to be blowing this off once we let it sit for a good hour. We want to make sure we get all that water out of there, especially the metal pieces. Good. Okay. And again, I let that drip for, good 45 minutes to an hour. All right. Well, it's time to just blow some of this WD-40 off. Water and WD-40. Most people know this, of course, but what is WD-40? WD stands for water displacement. And the 40 was the 40th iteration of the mixture to make it. So it kind of surrounds water and kind of pulls it out of stuff. It's great. Then I go with this Move Slick Cow RC ultra thin oil with PTFE. This is great for bearings, joints, lubrication. It prevents corrosion. It's got a huge temperature range and it penetrates really quick. So for this, I put this little sprays where we have little pivot, little areas that move. I put them in the dog bones and the C cups, making sure that it gets in those areas real good. Don't forget the center diff. It's got bearings and of course, and all. You can't see anything. These bright. Yeah, it's got bearings. It's got moving parts, etc. And just kind of give it a quick little blast everywhere. Ball joints, steering, just a little tiny spattering of that. Ooh, boy, getting hot. And then I let this sit for a bit before I put the next stuff on, which is the Move Slick silicone protector. This stuff makes everything look pretty. Shine, all your plastics, bumpers, wings, arms, the side of the chassis. Although this doesn't have much of a plastics on the side of the chassis, just that little one there for and the little guards in the front. But so I kind of I start with the front bumper. Hit that real good. I'll get these mud flaps. I'll get the top here. The sides. Yeah, a little bit of this stuff goes a long way. Guards on the back. The wing. This stuff soaks in big time. I like to let it sit for 24 hours. And then the rear. There's not too much underneath, but every car is different. So I usually flip it around and just hit the plastics on the bottom. Come on, baby. Stay there. Okay. There we go. Okay, flip it around. Alright. And then it's got that thin coat on there still. And I'll just give it a quick little blow from a distance. So not really blowing the that thin coat off, just kind of pushing it into where it needs to go to, into the bearings, into all the little areas that with just spraying it won't get through. Now I'm going to put the tires on, the new tires. So here are the new tires. The J Concept Magmas 6S. Love them on the 8S rigs. Can't wait to try them on this guy and my Big Rock 6S. I think they're going to do great. All right, all done. We got the, man, these things look unbelievable. Got the Magmas on. She's all cleaned up. I think it looks great. I think it looks great. Yeah. Man, these J Concepts really did a number when they came up with these things. They're fantastic. Look at that tread pattern. Isn't that crazy? They're like mini paddles, but they got all those different lugs on them. So this thing is what I like to call better than new. It is clean, it is lubed, and it is ready to go on the shelf. So when it's time to rip her again, she'll be ready to go. Yeah, fantastic. All right. All cleaned up. She looks great. Look at these frickin' tires and wheels. Man, they are sick looking. Everything looks great. I rolled it in the driveway back and forth, and it sounds, it could not sound better. Everything's lubed where it needs to be lubed. Of course, very clean before all that. And it's ready to go. Really turned out good. What a great rig. These things are incredible. I can't wait to try these J Concepts on a 6S rig. Like I said, I just pulled them out of the bag. And boy, that looks good. if I do say so myself. And they look fantastic. If they're anything, I'm sure they'll be just like the 8S stuff. Super clean. Yeah, it's always a good idea to clean your RCs. You'll find stuff that was broke that you didn't know. You get a chance to kind of look through everything, get everything, all the grime and grit that piles up after even just one rip. Get everything lubricated so the things last. You can have fun with them. But yeah, that's how I clean my RC cars. I don't do it every time I run them, of course, but every, well, I guess it depends on the conditions, but probably every 3 to 5 times I take them out, I'll do a deep cleaning like that. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. I know it's gonna be a little long, but it's a long process, but you know, it's very rewarding. Look at this thing. Fantastic. All right.